Jeff Gardiner is no longer the project lead for 76, and Bethesda was present at Gamescom 2021. Meanwhile, the Free Atoms problem seems to be finally resolved. It's news time. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. I know I have been away for some days and I'm sorry about that, but I haven't been feeling so well health-wise, so I decided to take some time off besides my holidays. Anyway, I'm back for another round of juicy news. As you surely heard by now, Jeff Gardiner, the ex-project lead for 76, is no longer working for Bethesda Game Studios, and I will go over what it might mean for the future of the game. Let's not forget about Gamescom. Several Bethesda panels went live during this past weekend. Now there's a lot of in-game news too, such as an update on the Free Atoms issue, the date of Seasons 5 ending, and some more details about Vault 63. As per usual, I will finish off with some new and bug updates. Alright then, let's get into what matters, shall we? Let's kick off with some unexpected news. Jeff Gardiner, the ex-project lead for 76, has left Bethesda. It's all over social media at this point. The announcement was made this past Thursday, August 26, through Jeff's Twitter. In this tweet, he confirmed that his time at Bethesda Game Studios has come to an end. He did not specify the terms of his leave, but he did tell his fans to stay tuned and reassure them that this is not goodbye through a Reddit post. Such words imply that Gardiner is certainly not done with the gaming industry. But what happened exactly? Did Bethesda or Microsoft fire him under the new goals and chain of management as a result of the transition? Or did he simply quit after almost 16 years of devotion? Well, even though Gardiner did not specify why or how his leave happened exactly, in my opinion, it is implicit in some of his tweets. I believe he left on his own free will. Why do I think that? Well, first of all, this man is a Fallout legend. He worked on Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 4, and then became the project lead for Fallout 76. Plus, he was a Bethesda veteran with a lot of responsibility there for a very long time too. He was promoted to lead producer for Fallout 4 in 2015, and then to project lead for 76 in 2018, where he remained until this past August 26. So firing someone who has shown so much ability and competence over and over again doesn't seem very likely, does it? Anyway, let's move on to some more solid proof, starting with his announcement tweet, where he is rather positive and cheerful, claiming it has been an amazing ride. He even admitted he will miss his co-workers and thanked his fans in the process. It doesn't look like a statement from someone who just got fired, does it? But there is more. If you take a closer look at Jeff's recent tweets, you will notice he has been posting a series of life quotes from different authors. They are all focused on change, self-growth, and building new experiences. This is certainly no coincidence, especially because normally Jeff doesn't post that sort of thing. If you take a look at his long-term posts, definitely he doesn't do that very often, but in this past week, he did it almost every single day, so it seems like something went terribly wrong there at Bethesda. I don't know, with his boss, with his co-workers, with someone, or about something in particular. We will probably never know what happened exactly, but we know for sure something went terribly wrong, and that probably led him to this decision to quit, to resign, to leave Bethesda. Even his answer to Juicehead was all about how Juice's feedback helped him level up over the years. This man is all about goals, constant growth, and getting things done, more and better. That's the impression I got from this research, even though I never had any direct contact with him. With that in mind, I think the most logical conclusion here is that he decided to quit to either build something new, better on his own, perhaps starting his own gaming company, or he will take another leading position somewhere else where he can continue growing, learning, and developing awesome games. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not so sure that working on 76 and all its issues for the past 3 years or even longer has left him a lot of space and room to do just that, which seems something he values a lot. It is challenging, that's for sure, but it must be also very draining and frustrating. Anyway, when asked about his future plans by a fan, Gardiner said he has no immediate plans and he's taking some time off to reflect. Meanwhile, he also showed his new gaming table set by his wife to spend all the time off he has right now. In my opinion, this means he didn't leave Bethesda because he received a better proposal somewhere else. It also solidifies my theory about how he left because he wants to build something new, he wants to change, to rise and shine once again on his own terms. Anyway, what does this mean for the future of 76? For now, it's still not known who will replace Gardiner and become the new project lead. Meanwhile, Bethesda has recently hired writer Stephanie Zachariadis as an associate quest designer. She previously worked on the fan project Fallout London. This could indicate that the upcoming Pit and expeditions or even the winter events will get some extra hands on set, but I'm not so sure it's related to Gardiner's leave. Furthermore, Bethesda is currently working on 2 big budget games right now, Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6. So, as Tweaktown wrote down, I think it will be interesting to see how the Fallout franchise will develop from here on without Gardiner around. Will it flourish under Microsoft's wing, or will it stay in the limbo for the next decade or so? Only time will tell. Anyway, what do you think? Feel free to share down below. Next, let me make a quick overview of Bethesda at Gamescom 2021 in Germany. For the first time ever, they teamed up with Xbox and hosted a series of panels together, including one featuring Pete Hine, the vice president and head of marketing for Bethesda Game Studios, and Aaron Greenberg, general manager for Microsoft Studios and head of global product marketing for Xbox. The program included 9 panels across 4 days. But surprisingly, there are not a lot of highlights. Well, at least not directly related to Fallout 76 or the Fallout franchise altogether. In fact, Fallout was the only major franchise not receiving a developers panel, just like it happened with The Elder Scrolls, Doom, and Deadloop, releasing very, very soon. For Fallout, they decided to interview the composer Ion Zur, who is the creator of many soundtracks we have in the Wasteland, as well as other Bethesda games. Moving forward, Bethesda did come forward with new Starfield details and a few location trailers. So if you were a fan already, you should be aware of Neon, New Atlantis, and Aquila, 3 main cities coming in Starfield in 2022. It's the beginning of a new era for Bethesda, I think. I would risk to say this was the main highlight of the entire event for Bethesda. Yeah, it definitely was. As for Pete and Aaron's interview, I watched it fully, and between a very casual and chill interview and the German translations in real time, I couldn't retrieve a lot of relevant news. They mostly talked about the Bethesda game collection from old to new titles now available on Xbox Pass. They also went over all the 23 studios part of Microsoft now and the importance of cloud gaming in 2021. They think that it's very important to be able to play from anywhere, any device without restrictions. You know, it doesn't matter what platform you are using, as long as you have Xbox Pass, you can play whatever games they have there, which I completely agree. But I think the highlight of their talk was about Bethesda's transition into Microsoft's hands. Greenberg confirmed they are allowing Bethesda to keep being Bethesda. In other words, they are not going to mess or change with what's working well within the studio already.
I think the most important thing is we're not going to mess with what's working, and we're going to want to make sure that Bethesda keeps being Bethesda, because there's no studio in the world that's won more Game of the Years back to back than they have, and so we don't want to mess with that.
Greenberg also said they want to enable Bethesda creators and teams to do what they do best by providing resources and new technology to help Microsoft and all their studios define the future of gaming. As for everything else, you might want to check the Twitch VODs with the panels. Maybe there's something of your interest there, especially if you play other Bethesda games. The link is right below the video. Feel free to check it out. Now let's move on to Fallout 76 in-game news. Last week I brought to you an ongoing issue about free atoms where players were randomly receiving astronomical amounts of free atoms, like 50k, 100k, and so on. At first, Bethesda was advising players to do not spend the extra atoms when contacted by the affected players through tickets, but it didn't take them long enough to address the situation, and no, nobody got banned as far as I know. This was a bug, not an exploit, so it did not involve any level of cheating. It just happened, maybe not randomly, but it happened to people without them doing anything towards that goal. As such, it wouldn't make sense for them to punish players, even if they ended up using such atoms, because it was Bethesda's fault. It's an error from their end, not the player's end. Anyhow, Bethesda removed most of these extra atoms from the affected accounts, but most player reports indicate that Bethesda was inaccurate with their solution, or maybe they were just generous. Which one is it? Well, I will leave that to you to judge. They definitely removed some extra atoms, but most players claim they did not remove all of them. So most players got to keep some free atoms. I couldn't find a single report saying that Bethesda removed all or the exact atoms received, so you get the idea. All in all, affected players won the lottery, in a matter of speaking, since most of them got to keep a part of the share. I guess now we are all wishing to experience such bug, huh? Anyway, Bethesda has been laying low about the entire problem and even redirected some players to Microsoft. There is no official statement, but I believe they have fully solved the issue already in the background, behind the stage, or dealt with whatever source was causing the malfunction, which, by the way, is suspected to be linked with Fallout First. There were numerous reports about memberships not working when this bug was striking in mass, as shown in this screenshot. Also, most affected players are or were members when the bug happened to them, but this remains a rumor only. There is no official confirmation. Anyway, this bug shouldn't happen in mass anymore. I haven't even seen any new reports on Reddit or social media. I searched, and from the past 8-9 days, there is hardly anything anymore. So I think it's safe to assume this bug is now part of the past. Let's hope it doesn't happen again, or maybe let's hope it does, so a few players can get free atoms. Well, let's keep moving. Moving on to some exciting news, I recently noticed this statement from lead level design Steve, where he answered the player by saying Vault 63 features lore about mole miners and how they were created by eating irradiated pizza. Now, if you are an active user in Bethesda's official Discord, you surely know that Steve loves to meme about pizza, so we cannot take his word for real, at least when it comes to pizza, okay? But when it comes to everything else, you really should. I often read his answers, and I must say he tends to be accurate with his statements, so I suspect Vault 63 is indeed related to mole miners in one way or the other. Moreover, according to the Fallout Wiki, there's a lot of cut or unpublished content for this vault, mostly old Vault raids missions that never saw the light of the day, so it's normal that Steve, as a developer, knows way more about the vault than any of us. It's just a pity that it will take a long time until we can access the vault and explore what's inside without using glitches. But hey, mole miner story, it's there, maybe it will come one day. One can hope, right? Alright, some of you guys have been asking me when is Season 5 ending exactly, and even though there is no official statement yet, I can tell you that September 8th is the date. It's the one. It's a matter of logic. If you look at past seasons since Season 2, Bethesda sets one date for both. A new season starts and the old season ends. Right now, Bethesda already announced Season 6, The Unstoppables vs. the Diabolics, is arriving on September 8th with the Fallout Worlds updates, so you should expect Season 5 to end right before the servers go down to enable Update 30. It worked this way for the past 4 seasons, so I don't see why would it be any different this time. Anyhow, until the new season arrives, make sure to keep farming, doing your daily and weekly challenges, because after rank 100, you can keep going and earn as many rewards as you can, literally. There's currencies, extra free items, and other goodies as shown in the screenshot. The reward rotation repeats after rank 130. Just a reminder, happy farming! I have some bug updates now, starting with animated cards. A while ago, when the legendary perk system went live, players could get more perk coins by scrapping animated perk cards. But that hardly made sense since they are collectibles and they are not so easy to get. As such, Bethesda followed the community feedback and decided to make the scrapping feature uniform, constant. Now every perk card scraps for the same exact perk coins. But by the time this change went live, many players had already scrapped their animated perks. Later on, Bethesda said they would look into the matter, but months later we got no updates, until last week, when the community manager Lady Devon said she will remind the dev team about how players still want such change to happen. Maybe there's hope for all those long-gone animated perk cards, after all. A recent bug that you may or may not have noticed yet is about the pepper shaker and daily operations. If you do daily ops right now with this gun, there is a chance that enemies will not drop the ammo you are using. Instead, they might drop random ammo, just like it happens when you kill them with melee weapons. This bug doesn't always happen as shown in the testing footage though, so that's great news. Either way, Bethesda is already aware of this new bug and plans to release a fix with a future patch, according to the community manager, Lone Vault Wanderer. Last week, Bethesda released a new display case model for weapons, the Mined ones, which is like a retexture of the Brotherhood displays. Anyway, the problem here is that they are extremely buggy, like really buggy. Both of them actually. When you try to display certain weapon types, like shotguns, rifles or handmaids, it's like they sink into the display and most of the weapons are gone, like this. It's not a very pretty display, as you can see. I believe this happens because the center point is not properly positioned for no heavy weapons. Those display well, but when you move through rifles and shotguns, it's a hot mess. The weapon gets engulfed, swallowed by the display surface, and yeah, you can only see a few parts. If you're thinking about buying such items, be aware of this inconvenient part because it costs atoms, it's a bit pricey actually, and in the end, it might become useless to you if you are looking forward to display such affected weapons. It will look like this, it's not beautiful in any way, it will frustrate you, so maybe it's best to save your atoms and buy something else, something that actually works properly or as intended. Lastly, let me remind you that Minerva is back in town. You can find her until this Wednesday, September 1, at the entrance of Foundation. She is back for another Emporium sale, and this time you can buy the Daily Ops Recon Armor plans. This Brotherhood of Steel armor set is surely a difficult one to get, so you might want to spend your gold here. I know it's really expensive, it's over 7,000 gold for the entire set, but hey, if you can't or don't want to run daily ops every day to get the set, this might be your best choice to get it. At least you don't have to gamble or fight with the RNG gods anymore. You can just get it one click if you have enough gold, and that's it. So that's definitely a win-win choice right there. Take it or leave it. We are close to the end here, and today's random bug is at the Distinguished Guests event, where it took over a minute for the server to register we had met the goals and completed the event. I really thought it bugged out. I was about to leave actually. Some players even left before me and missed the rewards altogether. All because it took forever for the event to complete. Now that's a strange one, especially because the server was not lagging in any way, at least not for me. Well then, it's a case to say better later than never. At least the rewards arrived after a long while. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I know I haven't been that active this month. First I had 1 week holiday, then I haven't been feeling so well. It's case to say holidays are draining, huh? For me they were this time. I got eaten by mosquitoes and I'm allergic to their salvia. So I had like hand-size bites all over my body. I had to take pills for over a week and even had to get a cortisone injection. And I think all of that together made me super exhausted and just down in general. Anyway, I don't want to whine or anything, I just want to give you a small update because I haven't talked about this anywhere and you guys have been wondering, where are you? Why aren't you making videos and so on? So there's the update, the quick one at least. I hope you are having a lovely one. Feel free to leave a like, comment below and all these things. And as per usual, thanks to all my dear supporters, you guys rock. As for me, I am Marta Branco and I will see you very soon in the next one. Until then, take care, adios, bye bye!